Hello, we're still on lesson 2 in this video. So you just have to find what page number is. I'm not exactly sure. It's towards the front. Um, look for the one with the thermometer on it. So S something. Just look for this page. So it says example 2, how hot or how cold. Temperature is commonly measured using one or two scales, Celsius or Fahrenheit. There are two different ways to measure temperature. Okay. In the United States, the Fahrenheit system continues to be the accepted standard for non-scientific use. So for anything that's not related to science or a lab or testing or experiments, we tend to use Fahrenheit here in the US, like to measure temperature. If you ever bake something in the oven, we use Fahrenheit. Things like this, okay? All other countries have adopted Celsius as the primary scale in use. So other countries around the world, you're going to see Celsius more often. So it's very important that you understand how much is 60 degrees Fahrenheit in Celsius, or if you're talking about Celsius, how much is that in Fahrenheit? So being able to switch between the two is really important. So the thermometer shows how both scales are related. Right here, you're going to see Celsius, or the little C with a degree sign. That means Celsius. And then F with the little degree sign means Fahrenheit. That's how we abbreviate temperatures. The question A says the boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. Where is 100 degrees Celsius located on the thermometer to the right? So just like we talked about, Celsius is on this side, right? That's what the little C stands for. And so when I'm looking at the thermometer, I'm not going to look at the side that says F. I have to look at the side that says C, right? I don't care about the other side. So I'm going to see if I can zoom in a little bit. Control plus. Okay, I can't, so you're going to have to look really closely. So where is 100 degrees Celsius? I see Celsius is here. That's 50, 40, 30, 200, 100. 0, -10, -20, -30. Where is 100 degrees? Oh, I guess it's not on the thermometer. Okay, so not on a thermometer. I hope you guys can write faster than I can write on here. I'll try to use cursive. That's terrible. Okay. So here's how you really spell thermometer in case you can't tell by my sloppy handwriting. Thermometer right there. Okay, that's what this is supposed to say. So it's not on it. That's a degree above what our thermometer is able to measure. It's hotter than even 120 degrees Fahrenheit because that's only 50 degrees. So let's move on. B on the vertical number line. So remember that vertical means going up and down. Describe the position of the integer that represents 100 degrees Celsius. So how can we describe where 100 degrees Celsius would be on this thermometer? Well, there's different ways you can state its location, its position on the number line. You could say that it's 50 degrees above 50 degrees Celsius. You can say that the integer would be around or across how much in Fahrenheit? Well, if 50 is half of 100 and it looks like the degrees Fahrenheit for that are equivalent to 50 is 120, well, that would mean that it would be like double this too. So that would be almost like 240 degrees above on the Celsius side. So I guess we can write that it's the position, it would be 50 degrees higher than 50 degrees, right? We'd have to go 50 more from 50. And let's use Celsius so that we know we're talking about Celsius. So degrees Celsius higher than what? Than 50. Okay, let's use cursive, it's just easier. That's a 5 and a 0. Okay. So C says write each temperature as an integer. The temperature shown on the thermometer in degrees Fahrenheit. Now we're being asked about Fahrenheit. So what is the temperature in degrees Fahrenheit? Now I'm not looking on this side anymore, right? Because we're dealing with Fahrenheit. So this red line will tell me what the temperature they want me to tell them is. And that red line stops at exactly, looks like 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So the temperature would be 100. That's the integer, right? And since we don't need anything else but the integer, this 100 represents the 100 degrees Fahrenheit. You don't need the degrees Fahrenheit if it's asking us for an integer. They just want the positive or negative whole number, or if it's 0, that represents this scenario, okay? So number 2 says the temperature shown on the thermometer in degrees Celsius. Okay, so pause it, take a look at the thermometer, see if you can figure it out. Look closely at the scale. Look at how much it's going up by on this side. Pause it for a couple minutes, think about it, and then unpause the video. I'm waiting to see if you actually pause the video, so pause it. Okay, by now you should have tried it. For those of you who I asked, what is this scale? So this is 30 right here since we're talking about Celsius. And we have to figure out that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 jumps until I get to 40. So what am I skip counting by if in 5 jumps I'll go from 30 to 40? Well, it can't be 1, right? Because this would be 31, 32, 33, 34. This should be 35 if my scale was 1. That's not the case. So let's try 2, right? If you're really not sure. 32, 34, 36, 38, 40. Bingo. Got it. Okay, the scale is 2. So every little tick mark is going up by 2. It's increasing by 2. So what would this temperature be right here? So it's 2 less than 40. If you go this way, it'd be 32, 34, 36, and bingo, 38 degrees Celsius. So 100 degrees Fahrenheit is exactly the same as 38 degrees Celsius. Pretty cool, right? Okay, so that's pretty much it for this video. What I need you to do is, I'll show you what I want you to work on, because there's always a little bit of confusion. I want you to finish this problem right here, or 3. And once you finish that, I'll have on the board what else I want you to do, because we've already done this. This was homework, or we did it in class. And let me double check. I might as well just check now. 2 through 5. Okay, 2 through 5. So I want you to work on these problems right here.